The DMV Hoops Podcast.
This is Jonathan Scribner, head girls basketball coach at St. John's College High School, and this is the DMV Hoops Podcast.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast. As you know, I am Kurt Cross. Your host, Paula Cross, is right next to me. We are live from the Capital Hoops Summer League at DeMatha. You can hear us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and wherever you get your podcast content. You know we bring you the players. You know we bring you the coaches. I happen to know this guy myself, and we have none other than Landon's coach, Chris Bohlen. Oh, wrong button. That's the button I want to hit.
There we go.
Good afternoon. How you guys doing?
Fine, thank you, Coach. I've been waiting for this interview. For those listening, you got to know, he's popular. I couldn't get him the other night. I tried to get him. He didn't have time, but now we got him now. But to his defense, it was the last game of the day. It was 9:30. It was time to go home, Coach.
I think it was a double overtime game as well.
It was that double overtime game.
So to be fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Coach, we're going to start unlike we normally start our podcast. And my son was a freshman in your program. He played for the freshman team. You are new to Landon. You're completing your first year now, but basketball never stops. I've seen a lot of coaches. I've been around this game since 1990. You seem to bring a level of caring to this program where it's not just about the round ball. Why?
Oh, well, that's kind of a long story, but when I first started coaching in the Bronx back in 1993, the head coach that I worked for was all about using basketball as a tool to help these kids move forward in life and to teach them the skills that they're going to need to be successful. And I've just carried that with me for the last 30 years. Whether I was coaching in college or coaching in high school, it's really about more than basketball. I always say this all the time, if all we're doing is teaching them how to bounce the ball, we've probably lost an opportunity.
Right. And, as we know, not every kid on your roster will play at the highest of high levels.
That is correct.
And that's every team. That's whether we're talking DeMatha, Landon, Churchill, or Yorktown. So are we preparing them for life or just for a 30-game season?
Yeah, we have such an opportunity as coaches. We've got them doing something they love to do, and we have the opportunity to pour into them, plant seeds that hopefully will bear fruit later on in life. And that's really what the game of basketball is all about.
And there's more to basketball than basketball, right?
Yes, there is, always.
Paula, what do you have for Coach Bohlen?
You have a swagger about you, but you're from the Bronx.
Yeah, to a certain degree. Most of my life lessons, most of the things that I was taught as a youngster, coming up as a coach, we're all kind of laid down on the courts of the Bronx, and it's a great place to start.
That explains a lot. Because you have a swagger about you. All right. So what do you want to accomplish personally through the Summer League?
We always talk about wanting to be about more than the scoreboard, so we're really trying, especially this year with so many rising freshmen and rising sophomores in the varsity, we really want to try and develop some positive habits that are going to help impact the season. Certainly playing in the IAC is one of the most competitive conferences in the area. It's a challenge for us, but with so many young guys, I think it's a great opportunity here. Mark Stern's put together a fantastic league, and the competition is always at the highest of levels, and it gives us a great opportunity to build a foundation from an X's and O's standpoint and build some good principles and build some good habits that'll help kids compete once the season starts in November.
Coach, you got a 25-point win. If I know coaches in general, if I know you, okay, so we won by 25. What are the small things we did to get better? What are the things we can do to improve? How do you take that 25-point win and sort of tweak it to where you can still teach?
Yeah, there's an old Vince Lombardi quote about giving your team the opposite, the way he coached. When kids are down, they know they've made mistakes. They know they've not done well. To go ahead and start screaming and yelling at them is probably not the best time to do that.
Right.
The flip side of the coin is when we do play well and we put a 25-point win on the board, it's a great opportunity to reinforce some of the things that we've been talking about work habits, about our work ethic overall, about the level of execution that we demand. I thought this past year's team set a standard of excellence that we're going to be referring to an awful lot as we build this program. And I think anytime you have an opportunity to reinforce to the kids that our attitudes have to be positive. We have to be great teammates at all times. We have to be extremely humble and continue to work hard. And that's what today we were able to do.
And I see you got cousins on the team. I met Yusuf at a Welcome to Landon event.
Yes.
Did not know he would contribute right away, but summer looks like it's his time right now. I mean, he put up a double-double for you. But you had 3 guys in double figures. One guy who he hit 9. He was almost there. It looks like you're balanced, and it looks like you're not afraid to rely on some young talent.
No, not at all. I think, these kids, it's a special group of kids. Eli McQueen and Emmanuel Coleman played varsity for us last year. I think those were really valuable minutes for them to learn the standards that we've set and to learn the expectations that we have for them as players and as students and as community members at Landon. And they've been doing a tremendous job of kind of leading the way and showing these younger guys exactly what we're all about as a program. And certainly the addition of Yusuf, of Austin Friend. We've got another young man, Caden Corbin Lewis, who's going to be playing with our JV team this summer. I think we've got some pretty exciting pieces coming in to certainly go along with a really strong sophomore class. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention UB Zaid.
He's a dog. He's a dog.
Yeah, that's my man. He's every coach's dream. He'll pick up 94 feet. He's a great leader. He's a vocal kid. He's always got a positive attitude. And Mark Goldman's another fantastic leader by example. He's just quietly consistent and does a tremendous job with all the little things that impact winning. And a lot of the younger guys have been able to learn from both of them.
Awesome. You mentioned what we're seeing with the guys over the summer. What are you learning about your coaching staff over the summer?
That's another great point. We've got I'm excited. We've got some new additions to the coaching staff. Phoenix Butler-Poole, who's a former head coach over at St. Anselm's, is going to be joining us. He's also going to be teaching at Landon. And then Fowler and Campbell, who was the team captain of the 2006 George Mason team that went to the Final Four.
Nice.
He's going to be joining us as well. Guys I've known for a long time in the DMV, and guys that bring a tremendous amount of teaching ability to the game, and it's going to really help our development.
Coach, if we are going to look at numbers, you out-rebounded Churchill by 10. Turnovers, you only had 9, they had 14. You shot better than them. And those are the little things that I look at. If you're not rebounding, you're not winning. Right? You didn't have a hell of a lot of offensive rebounds, but then again, you didn't miss a hell of a lot of shots.
Right.
So you got to be happy with that.
We spent a lot of time in the gym doing a lot of skill development over the last couple of weeks. Our shooting.
Coach, I know we have to wake up and take our son to school for 7 a.m. because you want to shoot at 7 a.m.
I love it.
I would hope that your son is driving that and wanting to be there as well. I know he is. Adam's been a tremendous addition from our attitude and work ethic standpoint. But we've been spending a lot of time on shooting the basketball. It's one of the things that was an area of weakness the first couple of weeks of Summer League, and it's good to see us turn the corner here.
All right, so you learned about your team. You learned about your coaches. You have a family. We sat down and had, I think, lunch at a banquet with you and your wife and all of that. What is that? We're on air, so you're going to say good things, but how important is that to you to have that support system outside of Landon? Because this is a tremendous pull right now. You're not going to some rec league team, and I'm not suggesting Landon, Landon doesn't, we're not in the EYBL here. We're not this, that, and the other. But, It's still a varsity program at a prestigious school in the DMV. Yeah. So what has that transition been like? You came from Paint Branch. Shout out to Heather. We both know Heather over there.
That's right.
What has that transition been like?
The transition's been amazing. I've been a public school teacher and coach for 22 years. To come over to the independent school world, to be able to experience all the things I can do in the history classroom. I teach U.S. history as well. And just to be able to see the impact you can have with smaller communities, with communities that are really unified by a common purpose. It's a really cool place to be when everybody on campus is pulling in the same direction. And I think that has lent itself to some really good positive strides in our program a lot quicker than I thought we would be able to do. And it's my family loves it. My wife is the actual athlete in the family. She played D1 softball at UVA. My daughter just finished her first year at Amherst College up in Massachusetts. She plays lacrosse up there. And my son's a gym rat. He's an old school gym rat like me. So he doesn't mind being in the gym as much as I am.
So, I know that you are never outside of being a coach, but if I was to take off like the coach hat, what do you like to do outside of being a coach, if that's a possibility?
If there's time.
If there's time.
Yeah, I grew up going to the beach a lot, and I love just going out and hanging out at the beach and doing some reading, read good books. I love science fiction and fantasy, all the Harry Potter stuff and Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, I was a big Dungeons and Dragons nerd when I was a kid.
I love it. Okay.
But yeah, just hanging with family and relaxing and trying to turn off the phone for a week or so is always a positive thing.
I hope you get that. Coach, come November, what does success in this summer league, what does that equal in November for you?
I think that equals the ability to really start November running rather than walking. I think this gives us a great foundation because the things that we're going to talk about on day one of practice are going to be hopefully things that we're just going to be reminding them of. Hey, we did this summer. These are the things that we were really good at. Here's the stat sheets. These are the things we need to work on. Now we can develop a plan that's actually going to be purposeful so we can really hit the ground running on November 10th when we start practice.
And you only have one senior, I think?
Yes, sir.
That's Yubi.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so while that will be a hole to fill, man, our eyes are wide open with what's coming down the pike in the next couple of years.
It's exciting to be a part. It's exciting to see the energy that the kids bring to the practices and the excitement that they bring. We always talk about playing with joy, and these guys, the younger guys, really do play with a sense of joy. They love playing with each other. They love playing the game. They love investing and getting better. So we're off to a really good start.
Well, we certainly thank you for what you're bringing to Landon.
Definitely.
I know where we're going to be in November.
Yes.
And all that, but why should the people listening to our podcast, why should they find themselves at 6101 Wilson Lane come November?
First, I hope because there are great basketball games going on. I hope that we're really competitive in the league. We can really, have an exciting brand of basketball. I love getting up and down the court. I love pressure defense. Kind of the old school New York City kind of style of basketball. I like playing with a versatile lineup. We've got a lot of kids that are going to be very, very skilled in a variety of different ways. So I think it's a fun group of kids to watch, and I think there's a level of energy at Landon that when that gym gets packed and everybody's rocking and rolling, and we're playing Georgetown Prep or Bullis or whoever it might be, it's a really special place.
I'm going to give you one more chance, because you haven't done on this podcast, to give the flowers to Mr. Menino. Menino did a lot of great things for Landon. He's moving on now, but what can you say about your graduate, Mr. Frankie Menino? Yeah,
Frankie was a really special kid to coach. Another one of those kids that's just a coach's dream. Obviously a multi-talented player on the court, but he's one of those kinds of players that impacts winning. He impacts the way people around him play. He allows people, he almost gives permission for others to be better. He had a tremendous impact on our program, and I could not have asked for a better captain and a better group of seniors to start off our program at Landon with. The kids were phenomenal, and Frankie was certainly at the top of that list.
Well, Coach, here's what I saw in that first. Do you have another one today, or you play tomorrow?
No, we play tomorrow.
All right, here's what I saw. I saw guys diving on the floor. I saw you manufacturing points. I saw tough buckets. I saw not a lot of offensive rebounds because you didn't miss a lot. Yubi's a dog. His cousin is ridiculous. You got Eli and I can't say his name. Emmanuel. It looks like you're well-rounded over there. Looks like the kids are having fun. They're playing basketball the right way, and attitude reflects leadership. So thank you for doing what you do. Thank you to your coaching staff. What do you want to tell these people about Landon basketball before we sign off?
Oh man, come on out and watch the party.
It's Bronx style.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. We're gonna play hard. We're gonna play with joy. Hopefully play basketball the right way. Hopefully represent our community and our families the right way. And I'm excited to kind of launch into year 2.
All right, folks, it's Chris Bohlen. He's with the Landon School. Year 2 is coming up. He's got some talent over there. We appreciate having him on the podcast. Remember, you can listen to us on Amazon Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcast content. Coach Bohlen, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
The DMV Hoops Podcast is hosted by Kirk Cross, featuring Adam Crain. Thanks for listening.